Good afternoon, everybody. This is PreMarket Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, and Mitch Hotch lurking, as he always does, somewhere in the background. Joel, pull those charts for us if you can. Walk us through what you're seeing out there, because it's one of those days where, like, in the net, in the aggregate, we're flat, but there was a lot of forces and movers on the upside and downside.
Oh,
Depending
there
on things.
is, there is, there is. There's some movers and some shakers out
Yep.
there. Good afternoon. We had a midday dip, quite low, 37.68. I'm not sure if there was just a little nervousness, a little lack of liquidity, but we had that hour sell off, and then just like we went down, it just took us a few hours to get it back. Trying to stay green on the session. We gotta close above 37.92. Just looking over here on the right here, just after that move higher last week on Thursday and Friday, couple quiet days here, so perhaps some more consolidation to move back into that 3800 handle and stay in that 3800 handle. Our all-time closing high was on Friday, up at 38.1750. Crude once again broke out over 50, never really even paused there, up 91 cents at 53.16. A little breather yesterday, but the move continues today. Gold in the green, that's had a big range too. That's up 540 at 1655.60. Silver up a little bit more, up at 1.5%, up or 38 cents at 25.66. And Bitcoin, $5,000 range, no big deal. Up $225 at 34,005. So hanging in here in the $30,000 handle.
So we're seeing some strange rotation today. I mean, tech is really diverged. Like the FANG stocks are doing a whole lot of nada today. I think they're all down. But at the same time, you've got the semis are up. You got Tesla, which I guess doesn't technically belong to the technology sector, but it trades like a tech stock. Actually, it trades like its own stock. But Tesla's up 6% today. Intel is up. They had a headline. The semis are up, like I said. And then you got like Roku. Those names all up too. And then Zoom. Let's start with Zoom maybe, because this is very, very bizarre. And I wanted to bring it up on the show this morning, but I didn't. And what I was going to say was, I think there was a stock a month or two ago, and I want to say it was Neo, where they had an offering, and maybe it was 3 months ago. They had an offering, and the stock went straight up on that headline. I don't remember who it was exactly, but I almost brought that up today, and I didn't. And look at Zoom today; it was down in the pre-market. They're raising money. They're issuing new shares. They're raising money, and then what happened?
People got a little complacent on this one. It looked like we were just hanging out, busting down at the lows of the move, and they had some other news, right? That helped them out.
I don't know how meaningful this news is, because the news was out this morning, and I did not think it was meaningful news at all. They said that they had sold 1 million Zoom phone seats. A seat is an account, basically, a user. A seat's a user, and they had sold 1 million Zoom phone. So that's like not Zoom webinar. It's basically like the equivalent of Google Phone. I did not think that was notable headline at all. I didn't even mention it this morning. What I thought was notable was the offering, but market does not care about that.
Yeah, we'll be getting the price on that later on. Let's see. I mean, we really dipped in the pre-market. They got this thing under 320. No can do in the regular session. Open 33.20. You printed 33. Now that was a good $4 below the low from yesterday. But man, just caught a bid right away. I'm not sure what the street's thinking here. It's going to be a little bit easier to do the offering now. Trading at the high, we went up to 357.11. So not trading far off the high for the session. Just to switcheroo here, it might be a little bit easier to get that offering done. On the dailies, let's keep an eye out. Perhaps tomorrow, the following day. I'm looking at a couple highs on the dailies. Let's split them. Let's call it 364. The reason being, first trading day of the year, you hit 363.09. And then the second trading day of the year, you hit 365.01. So let's just target 364 as the next area. And is this the start of a meaningful retracement here? I don't know, but definitely a good move, and there'll be perhaps some momentum tomorrow, some follow through. We fell from under 600 to 320, so definitely due for some kind of bounce. We'll see how far it takes them.
I could say that same thing with regards to a retracement with regard to Fubo. That was the stock you highlighted as your pre-market prep stock of the day. There are probably a whole lot of people underwater in Fubo saying, go, 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 go.
Yeah, yeah. Got a little bit below that target area that we talked about, that 25 to 30. God, below the move was 23, and then it just kind of hung out. And I guess they liked that deal that they did today. And nice
Yeah,
move
I
up
guess.
here. It's kind of tough picking things on the dailies here because there's just not a lot in there until you get up closer to 38, 39 bucks, at least on the daily
Yeah,
charts. But big day for Fubo. Made the low, consolidated, and caught another catalyst.
yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one for you, Joel. That's a tough one. Fubo is wild. It doesn't need a catalyst to do something. It just does. It's a retail stock, and it can
You're
just it
going
can
up
just
when you're going up this time, there's going to be some people
yeah.
looking to get out. That first run up, it's going to $100. It hit 62. I know that Rich Greenfield was out trying to talk it that lower today, but if you were buying on weakness, it probably took a couple stabs here, but
Yeah.
cleared 30 and cleared 30 off the open, came back in, no gap fill, now trading at the highs of the session.
Let's look at this DoorDash chart. This one jumped out to me today. Obviously a good day. It's up 15%, but more than that though, it broke the IPO high. That's the all-time high. The IPO from when? December, like a month and a half ago, 5 weeks ago.
Did I see some news on them? Did they do something with somebody? Was there some news on them today?
There was some news last week that they're getting into Japan, or
Okay.
Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Expand, boy, what the 140 to 200 today. I'd still put some relevance on that IPO high day because let's see, that it hit 195.50 on its first day of trading, and then today it got to 200. Doesn't look like we're gonna where did we close that first day? It sold off pretty good. Oh no, it held in there okay. 189.51. That was your closing high on its first day of trading. Looks to improve on it now. Just a torrid 1, 2, 3, 4 day move. So if you got a target up here, use it. If not, perhaps a trailing stop to lock in just amazing gains for DoorDash. I guess people like to use their food or get their food delivered a little bit cold.
I will maintain that the best way to support your local small business is not by ordering through DoorDash or Uber Eats. It is to actually order from the restaurant itself. So
Well, the
that's why
restaurant still gets some though of it, don't they?
DoorDash takes their slice and then some.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
that's why I would never buy that stock unless it's for like a day trade. But I would never hold that one long term because I don't believe in the business model. That
Okay.
is just me. Okay, let's go to the chat. 3:50. Got about 10 minutes left in today's session. And let's start with, I'm seeing a few tickers here. Let me see if I could find some order in this chaos. What about, I mean, we could look at Solo. I mean, that's one of those high-flying EV former SPACs.
Yeah, did that catch a bid with the rest of them here? Haven't looked at this one. Did we had a guy on the show from there, right?
Yeah, that was in late July, I want to say.
Yeah. It was sleepy, long time, gave you a lot of opportunities between 6 and 7, and Not sure if there's a catalyst out on it today, but you got a good base there at 6. Perhaps it was a little overdone at just under 14. Might pause a day or two at 9. The reason for that, two daily highs, 9.18 and 9.25. Haven't quite hit that today. Only hit 8.71. So got some time left in the session. But keep an eye on that after its initial fall from grace. I'd put in a double top at the 920 area. So if you're looking for a potential target tomorrow or a little bit later, there it is for Soto.
Okay, Joe, tell me you're buying GM today. Or actually, more accurately, tell me you're going to buy the flying Cadillac, the flying autonomous Cadillac that looks like it's straight out of the Jetsons or some other futuristic
Boy, oh
cartoon.
boy, maybe that's amazing, isn't it?
Hey, wrong chart, wrong chart.
I forgot the G. Government Motors. New old. I believe this is a new all-time high here since the IPO. The street ran with that. Really uncharacteristic move here. $40 to start the year. 48 today. Big volume too. I had a pretty good day yesterday, so someone had a little inkling there. Had a little bit of a running start of what's your
It's silly. So they presented at CES, the Consumer Electronics show. It's just a concept. That's all these presentations are just concepts. So, like, we may never see that flying GM.
I don't know. Would you hop in one of those?
It depends. Is it going to leave the ground with me in it?
Yeah.
Then maybe,
that's the concept.
Maybe not. I don't know. TBD.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess it's like for urban travel, but boy, oh boy, that's some moving that, and it's bringing Ford along for the ride here. Ford, I don't know if they have presented any flying cars or anything like that. Flying,
well, they're going to have to now.
Yeah, but approaching $10 here for the first time in a long time. Broke out at 950 and opened right at unchanged and caught a bid. This thing has just been steady march higher. Nothing exactly at 10, but boy, a bunch of monthly highs in this. Over 10. 1031, 1050, 1056. Those were your highs back from 2 years ago, May, June, and July of 2019. So good year for Ford here. This is one of the big winners. 2-day move, $9, getting closer to 10. See if that get back to that 950 area. Sure doesn't feel like it's going to do it right now. But great move, just riding the heels of GM.
Robert Carneal is asking about Transocean rig, which used to be a favorite on this show. We haven't talked about it for quite some time, I think.
Rig, RIG. I mean, this it's probably, is it moving today finally? Oh boy, I can't get my symbols in here. Just getting swept up in the oil patch, low price stock. People like to trade it. You had 4 highs right at that same area, opened higher, and nice little day trading tool. I mean, this one is just, it's been the worst in breed, but hey, with crude up, getting close to or over $53 here, maybe this thing has a rebound. Maybe we'll see here. It did stall at 4 in July. It looks like in June at 382. You haven't hit that yet, though. You've only hit 330. So oil keeps going here. Boom, boom, boom. Could drag rig along for the ride.
Okay, Joel, do you think we will see Apple below 125? That's a question from PPPP.
When?
I don't know, ever. No, in all seriousness, I remember when pre-split. Remember when Apple got down?
Yeah.
The end of 2018. So split adjusted, it's $35 now, but at the time it was like 130 something, 120 something. I remember texting my friends. I was like, Apple was the cheapest it's been in like 4 or 5 years. If you want to buy it, now is the time. I don't know if any of them took my advice.
I mean, there's good. I mean, there's been a little bit of a rotation here
Definitely,
out of big cap tech.
definitely.
Um, that's kind of an open-ended question. There's good support down at 125. I don't know. You had to break off the all-time high. You tried to recover. Boy, I don't know. If it doesn't clear 130, that was your high on Monday, 130.17. I think he got a better chance, but I think he gets back above 130 and you're traded back in the 132 handle. This is pulled. I don't know what you're looking for. It's pulled back, made that all-time high, 38.79. Man, just you're running into some good support here. So that 125, got to flip a coin on that one. Major support though, right under 125.
Yeah. And on that note about just this rotation, I mean, if you look year to date, the Qs, which is a synonym for large cap tech, right, is basically flat, right? The S&P 500, the SPY is up a little over 1%, and the IWM, the Russell, is up almost 6%. Small cap is having its day, and we saw that rotation in December too. And every time there's a day when Fang is up and the Russell's down, I'm all over that because I think today's going to be the end. But for the last few weeks, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, we've seen value small cap has been the clear leader.
It's been a trick, yeah. A little slow to respond, but once you finally took out that 2000 early 2019 high, 160. I mean, this thing has just been on a tear. I think you're looking at more. More stimulus, more
Yeah.
things for Main Street versus Wall Street. Also, the reopening of the economy is good or better for these smaller stocks. So wicked rotation there, and it just continues. Quite the breakout in the small caps.
Yeah. Spinner pointing out that Kathy Wood also said this today on her monthly call that she's bullish small caps. So, hey,
there you go.
It must be true. It must be true. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do Etsy. Pete Rosenberg noting that Etsy's up 12.5% today. I looked at the stock in week, maybe more, week or two.
We repelled off the high, so it made a new all-time high, broke above 200. Everyone got real excited on this thing early in the session. Now you've backed off that high. You're definitely going to post an all-time closing high. This 205 area, don't like to get too caught up in the shorter term charts here, but you can see on the 15-minute that 205, just kind of intermediate level. And then, of course, showing up on the hourlies as well. So 205, like to see it hold there, get back up and test that all-time high from today. All-time high, 211. You got up to what, 211.85 today. Backing off just a little bit, but clean breakout. Took out those sellers just under 200.
All right, smash that like button. We got like 30 seconds left in today's session, Joel. How are we looking at the close?
We're going to be green. We're not going to have that 2-day losing streak, the first 2-day losing streak from since December 9th and 10th, at least as far as the S&P 500 is concerned. Good movement, 30-point bounce off the low. So buy the dippers. Once again, come in and save the day.
That's so I feel like we have to qualify when we say buy the dip. There are degrees of dips, probably, right?
This is a pretty good dip to get down to 37. Those few sellers on the close here. I guess they didn't like me saying that. So we're going to be right on unchanged here, it looks like. But we'll see what the overnight action is. I'm looking at a lot of the top components. Facebook did finally take out that low. So you're right. A little bit of weakness in tech, except for Apple. But looks like we're going to be unchanged on the day.
All right, that's a wrap. We're closed. Smash that like button on YouTube, and it helps us out a lot. On tomorrow's show, we'll be joined by a new guest, Colby Howard. He is the president of Paragon Intel. He's got some very good insights as to why you should consider the quality of a company's management, their executive team, when looking at buying or selling the stock. So we'll talk about the alpha that can be gleaned from management tomorrow at 8:35 with Colby Howard. That's a wrap for us here. Please remember, all the information on our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Everyone, have a good rest of your Tuesday. We'll be back with you